Well, this week there's a major travel convention bringing the best in the industry right here to Chicago. Thousands of people from more than 60 countries will come together for an expo hosted by the U.S. Travel Association. It's all happening at McCormick Place. And of course, our CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg is right in the center of it all. He wouldn't miss it. Good morning, Peter.
And good morning, Dana, from your backyard.
I know, I don't even have to ask you where you are because I know where you are. All right, tell us about this convention. It has to be like your Super Bowl.
Well, actually, it comes at a very interesting time, of course, in the midst of trade wars, tariff wars, an uncertain economy. But the good news is you got 5,000 delegates here from all over the world. And why are they here? Because they're being sold destinations in the United States. It happens every year in different cities around the country. This year it's Chicago. And of course, what's obviously topic A are the tariff and trade wars. We have obviously 2 countries right now that have issued travel warnings to their own citizens about coming to the United States or about not coming to the United States. And the interesting thing is, how are they going to get here, and are they still going to come? And that's what's really being discussed here today.
So you kind of touched on it. I know there are delegates from all over the world right here in Chicago, but what is the game plan when they're here? Is it strictly to try to make contacts with different people in different cities to try to prompt or spur tourism in those cities, or how does it all really work?
Every single U.S. state is represented. Just about every single major U.S. city is represented. All the attractions are represented. The trains are represented. The tour operators are represented. I think every component part, restaurants as well, to the travel experience is right here at McCormick Place, showcasing America to the world.
Oh, okay. That is really, so this is like a super important convention for tourism in general, for not just Illinois, of course, but kind of for everywhere.
Well, the good news is they get a chance to sample Chicago, and they're doing that in a big way. They're seeing it for the first time for many of them. You're right, it's the big exposure of the United States to the world. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars of revenue that's being sold as I'm speaking right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, Peter, I'm glad you're here in Chicago. We're certainly glad everybody is at McCormick Place for this convention as well. Peter Greenberg, thanks, and I know we're going to see you again at 9 o'clock and hopefully talk more about how Trump's travel bans are affecting discussions at that conference, among other topics.
You got it, Dana.
This week, there's a major travel convention bringing the best in the industry right here to Chicago.
Yep, thousands of people from more than 60 countries will come together for an expo hosted by the U.S. Travel Association, and it is all happening at McCormick Place. And of course, our CBS News travel editor Peter Greenberg is right in the center of it all. Good morning, Peter, once again. Now, I know this year's conference must look a little different perhaps, with Trump's travel bans, travel advisories, and all that's going on in the world right now. I mean, how have things changed, and what are people talking about in that regard?
Well, there are certainly challenging times as you're putting the United States on display for all of these foreign buyers to come and travel here. They do this every year, but the timing here is interesting because beware of the world of reciprocity. We're dealing right now not just with the travel bans from the Trump administration of Americans either going overseas or foreign travelers coming here. We're dealing with reciprocity from foreign governments telling their own citizens not to come here. The United Kingdom Foreign Office telling their own citizens a travel warning about travel to the U.S. The German Foreign Office telling their travelers about coming here, and of course, Canada as well. So every state that's represented here, every city that's represented here, every travel operation, every establishment, restaurants, theme parks, you name it, that's their challenge, is to let people know that America is still welcoming and still open for business.
It has to be sort of wincing, Peter, for the folks in Paris or Rome or London to have to try to navigate these waters in this summer-rich season of travel to try to say, despite what you're hearing, please still come.
Well, what's interesting about it is the fact that people may not be coming here doesn't mean they're not traveling. The fact that people in America may not be traveling overseas doesn't mean we're not traveling. What this really means is the summer of 2025 is going to be a huge travel year for domestic travel within the 48 continental U.S. states, and that includes Illinois and especially Chicago, as people are going to be traveling within the U.S.
And someone who travels the world as your job, what do you think is the coolest thing about this conference? And do you have a favorite Chicago spot too?
I do, but we'll get to the favorite thing about the conference is I'm learning so much about states that may not be getting a lot of love. You know, not everybody understands Iowa. Not everybody understands Wyoming outside of the national parks. And so as you go from booth to booth to booth, you're learning so much stuff that allows me to cover those stories in a different way. As far as my favorite spots in Chicago, we don't have enough time to cover it, but you know what? I go back to the old days of Ricardo's, which isn't here anymore, and yes, you'll still see me sneaking into Billy Goat's every once in a while.
Oh, well, that's a must-do for any journalist, right? Worth his or her salt.
Get your
Billy Goat's.
cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Peter, thank you so much. Enjoy your time here. We hope to see you again real soon.
You got it, guys.